You know, you don't ever say that to a woman.
You're not supposed to say that to
No,
a
my
woman?
mom actually went up to someone that she hadn't seen in years. She goes,
They called it the joke that launched an $80 million legal firestorm when Blake Lively, a star long cherished for her grace and charm, suddenly found herself at odds with one of television's most iconic comedy shows. Nobody saw it coming. SNL had poked fun at countless A-listers over the years, but this time, the laughter curdled into something far more explosive. Rumors spread like wildfire, implicating her husband Ryan Reynolds, her alleged on-set rival Justin Baldoni, and even an ex-intelligence operative she hired for crisis control. How did a single jab on live television escalate into a massive lawsuit, PR chaos, and a web of unresolved mysteries? Here's how the whole saga unfolded. For years, Saturday Night Live has thrived by turning celebrity gossip into punchlines. Politicians, pop stars, and movie icons routinely find themselves under SNL's irreverent spotlight. Typically, the jests roll off star-studded shoulders until they don't. On this particular night, Blake Lively wasn't even the main focus. She wasn't on stage or hosting. Instead, Ryan Reynolds made a fleeting cameo, joking about his own rumored anxieties. Then, out of nowhere, a sly reference to Justin Baldoni's desire to work with Blake caught the audience off guard. Viewers sensed something raw in Ryan's reaction. His usual quick wit faltered, and a tightness in his smile suggested he'd been caught off guard. Though the moment was brief, social media latched onto it with an intensity that only multiplies when two beloved celebrities appear unsettled. Was there real tension behind that quip? Why mention Justin Baldoni? And why did Ryan seem uneasy? The internet demanded answers, and speculation soared. Some fans argued that the comment was lighthearted, no more malicious than any other SNL skit. Others whispered about a deeper feud, connecting the dots back to rumors that Justin and Blake had butted heads in the past. Whatever the truth, the comedic jab was more than a passing joke. It became the first domino to fall in a chain reaction that would transform Blake's public persona from America's sweetheart into a magnet for controversy. It wasn't just the fact that Justin Baldoni got name-dropped, it was how it happened. The mention implied that Justin wanted to collaborate with Blake again, but the crowd's reaction suggested a scandal lurked below the surface. Within hours, online communities dissected old interviews and behind-the-scenes footage, hunting for signs of tension between the two. They found cryptic quotes about creative differences and unconfirmed rumors that an on-set clash had left them on frosty terms. Digging deeper, fans realized that Justin's reference to Blake might not have been random at all. SNL's Colin Jost, who delivered the line, was rumored to have personal reasons for stirring the pot. After all, Colin is married to Scarlett Johansson, famously one of Ryan Reynolds' exes. Immediately, theories cropped up. Was this comedic jab a revenge tactic? A subtle stand in a long-simmering rivalry? Some believed it was pure coincidence. Others relished the idea of Hollywood's most likable faces hiding a network of personal grudges. But that wasn't the whole story. A single jab wouldn't have made headlines without an underlying conflict to feed it. So fans looked for more, and they found it in the precarious state of Blake and Ryan's public image. Beneath the seemingly perfect exterior, cracks were beginning to show, and SNL had just shined a glaring spotlight on them. The morning after the episode aired, the clip was everywhere. Millions watched Ryan's uneasy smile and listened to Colin's offhand remark. Memes popped up overnight, teasing trouble in paradise for the lively Reynolds household. Conspiracy threads blossomed, with users combing through years of red carpet footage, searching for hidden friction between Blake and Justin. Debates raged. Was the lawsuit initially just a rumor truly imminent? Officially, Blake kept silent, but insiders leaked tidbits suggesting she was furious. This wasn't just about a casual jab. It was the implication that personal, behind-the-scenes drama was fair game for national television. Suddenly, her wholesome image was thrown into question. People recalled past stories, from small controversies about her lifestyle website to gossipy tales that she was intensely protective, some said controlling of her public narrative. But what propelled the situation from mild uproar to full-on crisis was the rumor that Blake would be filing a massive $80 million lawsuit against SNL. Critics scoffed at the figure, calling it a publicity stunt or an overreaction. Yet the sheer size of the alleged claim suggested real anger and potentially something deeper. As fans weighed in, some supported Blake's right to privacy and dignity. Others lamented that stars shouldn't be so thin-skinned about comedic jabs. The tension only escalated when new details and bigger secrets started pouring out. A peculiar twist soon captured headlines. Apparently, Blake had once accused a man named James Heath of making her uncomfortable by glancing her way while she nursed in a public space. Whether or not that was a baseless rumor, it sparked debates about boundaries and respect for new mothers. Many rallied to her side, outraged that anyone would minimize the discomfort of being stared at during such an intimate moment. But in a wild turn of events, an old interview resurfaced where Ryan Reynolds recounted his own story of unintentionally staring at a breastfeeding woman. He'd framed it as a comedic anecdote, yet it took on a different tone in the context of Blake's alleged lawsuit and her fierce condemnation of even fleeting glances. Suddenly, people were crying hypocrisy. If one momentary look was so offensive, why was Ryan's prolonged gawking just comedic fodder? This clash between personal boundaries and comedic storytelling rattled the couple's public image. The internet thrives on scandal, but it also adores consistency. Fans who had championed Blake's right to privacy now wondered if her standards shifted when it came to Ryan. Did the couple believe in one set of rules for themselves and another for everyone else? As outrage grew, so did speculation that the lawsuit might be less about protecting personal dignity and more about controlling the public narrative. Blake's next move threw the story into an entirely different league. Word leaked that she'd brought in a crisis manager rumored to have ties to intelligence operations a fixer, in the most dramatic sense of the word. Hollywood is no stranger to publicists, but an ex-intelligence operative signaled something far more sophisticated and, to many, more unsettling. Critics didn't hold back. They pointed out that Blake had once chastised Justin Baldoni for using aggressive PR tactics to salvage his reputation, accusing him of manipulating the press. Now, she seemed to be doing the same, but on a grander scale. Some fans were quick to label this hypocritical, while others insisted a star of Blake's caliber needed top-tier crisis management after such a high-profile ambush. As the PR machine roared to life, stories about Blake's supposed legal triumphs began flooding the entertainment news cycle, painting her as heroically standing up to a behemoth of late-night television. Yet anyone who took the time to read the actual court documents noticed inconsistencies. According to insiders, her case wasn't panning out as smoothly as those glowing headlines suggested. Judges, it was rumored, had already shot down or scaled back some of her requests. With each contradictory update, the sense grew that the real fight might be less about legal justice and more about swaying public sentiment. Behind closed doors, Hollywood power brokers watched the drama unfold with a mix of curiosity and alarm. Blake had long been a bankable star, lauded for her charm and family-friendly appeal. Suddenly, that reliability was in doubt. Would co-stars and directors risk stepping into a media firestorm by hiring her? How would family-oriented brands respond to these swirling controversies? In the span of just a few weeks, endorsements that once highlighted Blake's warmth and relatability became awkward liabilities. Corporate partners issued neutral statements or quietly hit pause on upcoming campaigns. Casting rumors indicated that roles initially tailored for Blake might now be offered to other actresses, especially if producers feared negative buzz overshadowing their films. Even Ryan, whose witty social media presence once drew universal praise, found himself at a crossroads. While jokes and sarcastic one-liners had always been his trademark, they now clashed with the gravity of Blake's lawsuit and the swirl of personal accusation. Fans who might have laughed off his comedic shtick a year ago began calling it tone-deaf. For the first time, the lively Reynolds brand long held as Hollywood's golden standard for real-life romance, and comedic banter seemed to be teetering on shaky ground. As the lawsuit trudged on, the story took on a life of its own. What started as a single moment on SNL became a lens to explore bigger questions. Who really has power in Hollywood, and how far will they go to guard their reputations? Observers compared Blake's situation to past celebrity battles where each side engaged in relentless spin, leaking half-truths to the press in hopes of shaping public opinion. Online message boards filled with theories about clandestine deals, secret payoffs, and hush-hush strategy sessions. Some believed that Blake was simply defending her dignity against a joke that went too far. Others speculated that the lawsuit was a smokescreen to distract from more damaging revelations, possibly involving Justin Baldoni or newly resurfaced rumors that threatened her marriage. Skeptics even suggested that Ryan's cameo on SNL was a last-ditch effort to control the narrative, though it obviously hadn't gone as planned. Beneath it all, a tension existed between how Blake and Ryan wanted to be seen down to earth, witty, and family-oriented, and how the world now perceived them. Privileged celebrities waging a massive legal war over an offhand remark. Fans felt betrayed, sensing inconsistencies between the couple's public statements and their backstage maneuvers. Industry veterans, meanwhile, noted that in Hollywood, perception can flip in an instant, and loyalty often follows headlines. With so many layers of drama piling up, the once adored duo found themselves facing a new, unpredictable reality. So here they stand, Blake Lively, locked in an $80 million standoff with Saturday Night Live, and Ryan Reynolds, whose trademark humor seems less charming by the day. The couple who once epitomized red carpet perfection now faces whispers of hypocrisy, questionable legal claims, and a disillusioned fan base. Hovering on the edges of it all is Justin Baldoni, a name that triggered the initial quake and the possibility that deeper tensions remain undisclosed. Meanwhile, the ex-intelligence PR hire casts a shadow of high-level manipulation over every press release and headline. Whether Blake's lawsuit stands on solid ground or crumbles under judicial scrutiny, one thing is clear: the playful banter that used to shield her from scandal has vanished. In its place is a cautionary tale about how quickly the currents can shift when personal drama collides with public platforms. Hollywood's veneer of glamour and easy laughs can dissolve in an instant, revealing a cutthroat arena where reputations rise and fall on the strength of a single joke. How long will the public remain enthralled by this spectacle, and will Blake's gamble pay off or backfire? The answer lies in the coming months of legal wrangling and PR maneuvers. But one lesson stands out already. Even for celebrities accustomed to the bright lights, sometimes all it takes is a few seconds on live television to change everything.